Ever notice how you'll bend over backwards to meet someone else's standards, but when it comes to your own life, your own joy, your own basic damn well-being, you settle for crumbs like a raccoon under a picnic table? Like you'll bust your ass at a job you secretly hate just to avoid a passive-aggressive email from your manager named Greg, who says things like, "per my last message," like it's a war cry. But when it comes to your actual dreams, your health, your sleep, your sanity, you're out here saying, "It's fine, I'll deal with it later." Babe, later is a lie, later is a scam, later is a fairy tale written by the same people who invented diet culture and $7 iced lattes with oat milk and guilt. And guess what? Neither later nor Greg is paying your bills, loving you right, or helping you get out of bed when your soul feels like wet laundry. Your standards are the ceiling of your life, not your talent, not your vibe, not your star sign or your morning affirmations. Your standards, that's the ceiling, the max, the top floor you'll ever reach. Unless you raise the entire damn building, you can have all the ambition in the world. But if your standard is just survive the week, then congratulations. That's exactly what you'll get. Survival. And not the sexy kind like Bear Grylls. I'm talking emotional scavenger mode. Finding little scraps of dopamine in your group chats and Spotify playlists just to stay afloat. Because here's the real talk. You don't get what you hope for, you get what you tolerate. Not what you manifest under the full moon, not what you text your friends about when you're 3 margaritas deep talking about your future podcast. You get what you allow. And let's be honest, we allow a lot of garbage. We allow half-assed friendships. We allow employers to slowly harvest our souls like they're mining crypto from our brain cells. We allow people to breadcrumb us emotionally and call it complicated. We allow this inner monologue that tells us you're lazy, you're behind, you're not enough. Like it's scripture instead of just bad programming from a society that profits off our self-doubt. And you know what no one tells you. Your brain is just a really dramatic improv actor that learned its lines from teenage trauma and awkward middle school moments. It's like a Netflix algorithm. You watch 3 sad shows and now it's like, would you like to spiral into another existential crisis? And you're like, yeah, okay. Stop. Unsubscribe from that trash playlist. Hit eject. Because none of this changes until you raise the damn standard. Until you say, this is no longer enough for me. I want more. I deserve more. I am more. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when Mercury is in a better mood. Right now. Can we really talk about how many people are walking around right now running at like 20% capacity? Like your phone's on low power mode but forever. Like your life is just dimmed, muted, buffering. And you've somehow convinced yourself that's normal. That's just adulthood. That's just being realistic. Like you're a whole-ass Ferrari stuck in first gear, but you don't hit the gas because someone told you early on you weren't allowed to go fast. Someone told you speed was dangerous. Ambition was arrogant. Joy was selfish. Success was suspicious. Someone made you believe that dreaming big made you too much. And now look at you, hyper-aware of how much space you take up, apologizing every time you breathe too loud, calling it humility. But really, it's just fear dressed up as modesty. Like you've confused shrinking with being kind, as if playing small makes the world better for anyone. It doesn't. It just makes you miserable and easier to control. You've been taught that wanting more is the same thing as being ungrateful, that raising your standards makes you a diva, a problem, a burden. But hear me. Wanting more doesn't make you selfish. It makes you human. It means your soul is still alive under all the numbness and noise. It means your inner fire hasn't gone out. It's just been on a low simmer waiting for you to stop playing nice and start playing real. And here's the sickest part. Somewhere along the way, you started calling that cardboard ceiling above your life reality. Started telling yourself that chasing more was dangerous, irresponsible, too risky, too late, too much. You convinced yourself it's safer to settle, easier to coast, smarter to blend in. And now you sit in the break room with a fake smile and a dying spark whispering, "At least I have a job." While your soul is literally screaming from the inside like, we are meant for more than this. And you try to ignore it with caffeine and scrolling and those little fake victories like getting through the week without crying in public. You say it's not that bad while crying into your pillow, watching other people on TikTok living your plan A while you're stuck in plan C minus because you were too afraid to raise your voice, ask for the raise, make the move, demand better, say no, say yes, say anything louder than a whisper. And why? Because you thought raising your standards would make you lose people. And here's the raw truth. You will lose people. You will outgrow them. They'll guilt trip you, call you different, distant, dramatic, but that's not your problem. That's gravity, baby. And when you rise, not everyone can come with you. Some people loved the version of you that didn't know better, the you that said it's fine when it wasn't, the you that never said, I deserve more. So, yeah, raise your standards. Let the uncomfortable moments happen. Let the low effort people fall away. Let the fake support crumble. Let the approval addiction detox itself out of your system like poison. Because what happens when you raise your standards is magic wrapped in chaos. Things shake, shift, unravel, but only so the real things, the things meant for your higher self, your actual potential, can finally show up. People get uncomfortable when you start honoring your worth. Lazy people lose access to you. Takers can't reach you, toxic systems, relationships, jobs, habits, start panicking because they relied on you not knowing your value. And that's a good thing. Let them fall apart. Let them burn. If something can't survive your growth, it was never built for your future. Your standards aren't walls to keep people out. They're gates to keep your peace in. They're not punishments, they're protections. They are sacred boundaries wrapped in self-respect. You don't set standards to hurt anyone. You set them to honor your future self. The version of you who's not exhausted, not anxious all the time, not wondering if they're crazy for wanting basic joy. You raise your standards so your life stops feeling like a half-finished sentence and starts reading like the story you were meant to live. So don't let anyone guilt you for leveling up. Your growth is not an apology, it's a declaration. And the people who are meant for you, they'll rise too. Let me tell you a story that might sound a little too familiar. There's this guy, let's call him Dave. Dave was the kind of guy everyone liked because Dave never said no. Extra shifts? Sure. Last minute favors? Of course. Helping people move in the middle of July when he had strep throat? Yep, that was Dave. He said yes to everything and